So we're kind of finished up on upgrades for the engine. We just got the CP3 pump put on, force injectors, everything you saw, all that go together. So now it's just reassembly. Put the front cover back on. We gotta get a new seal ordered in, new water pump, new alternator, just all the little stuff that you do when you have the whole front of the truck torn apart. It's way easier to do it right now. So we got a new belt, new tensioner pulleys and stuff like that. We gotta redo a couple little things on our fuel line, put our Banks intake elbow back on, and just kind of go back at it, throw every nut and bolt back on, so we can start putting our intercooler back on, and which is a new Banks unit that we got. And then hopefully we can hear it fire up either into this week or beginning of next week before we start putting the axles back in it. So we'll see how much we can get done, and I guess you guys will see it all in there. Tanks are kind of hard to pull out on trucks. It's just always a battle, especially if there's dirt in one of the connectors or something. Alright, so we got our fuel tank out here because with all the upgrades on our engine, we need to upgrade the fuel system to help feed it. We have a Fleece in-tank pump that we're going to replace our stock pump with. Stock pump was working good. This is just a better unit. I think it flows a little bit more fuel. I don't know the exact specs on it. I'm going to go ahead and get this plumbed in. It looks like it takes the factory fuel lines here, which we're going to end up having to replace one of them anyways with our filter setup. And since we deleted the fuel filter on the side of the engine, we're putting a frame side filter on. We're just going to run a whole new fuel line all the way front. And then the Fleece kit comes with a new wiring harness too that I think is a little heavier gauge. So we're going to get this all installed, get the tank back in, and then we're one step closer to firing up the truck. I got this pump all locked in here with our factory lock ring and a new O-ring underneath it. You always want to make sure to try and blow as much of the dirt and kind of stuff that gets caught under this ring before you pull it off to change the pump, because you don't want all that stuff falling down in there. So we did that and then cleaned it after we pulled, made sure our O-ring surface was nice and clean. Got it all locked in. Now we just got to throw it back up in the truck. We'll modify our fuel line like I was talking about earlier, put in our new wiring, and connect everything else up like it was factory. So I'm putting in this fuel filter setup. It bolts into these factory tabs that are on the frame here. We're going to end up cutting our feed line back here a little ways, and the kit comes with a compression fitting and a new piece of hose to go to this barbed fitting. It also comes with a new piece of hose for this side and a compression fitting over here. So we'll end up eliminating a section of this hard line and replacing it with soft line, and I might actually replace the rest of the hard line going forward with a good quality rubber line, since we already have to replace part of it where we bypassed our filter setup on the side of the engine. So depending on what it looks like after I get done here, I might just replace the whole front. Right now I'm just going to get this in, get the tank side of the line cut, and move on from there. Last piece of the puzzle is last minute we decided to order a new balancer. We got one from Fluidampr. This is an awesome part. It's SFI rated if you're drag racing, doing all that kind of stuff. So it is very heavy duty, way better than the stock one, and probably a really good idea for the power we're going to be making. We're getting this truck put back together. It's starting to look more like a truck, which is pretty cool, and it's kind of getting me jazzed, because we get to do stuff like this now.
Yeah, we've got our sweet Banks intercooler that's going to go on there to complement. I think we got the BD charge piping on this side, but we'll have Banks charge piping on this side with our Banks Monster Ram intake now.
Yeah,
that's going to be pretty rad. I'm excited to get that on there. And the stock intercooler is not bad.
No, it's huge, but it's not this.
Yeah,
this is bigger. It's beefier. It's got way more flow.
And on top of that, I mean, the main cause of failure on the stock ones is the fact that it has the plastic end caps on there.
Yeah, and they just blow apart after they get old.
Yeah, and especially if we're going to have a plastic end cap intercooler on there, and then compounds which are able to make all of the boost. Yeah, we're not.
Yeah.
Plastic end caps, has left the shaft.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm excited to get this thing on there. We've got a nice big inlet and outlet on there.
Yeah.
Fits in the factory location.
It's black, it'll kind of blend in behind the grill.
Yeah, I like it.
Right now we're gonna finish up our intercooler install. We got our new intake, one of our pipes here that came with the BD kit. Now our Banks kit came with both sides, but we can't use the turbo side because of our compound setup. So the compound setup came with this tube, we'll use it. We'll use our Banks side, or the Banks kit piece for the other side, and use new boots where we can, and all new clamps. A really good thing to remember is to orient your clamps where you can get to this bolt even after you've installed. You know, you kind of always want to be able to get to these bolts to tighten them up or adjust if you have to. You don't want to bury it in a weird spot and think, oh, I can get to it now, but what if another tube gets put on top or an air box or something? So always clock your clamps into the right area where you can get to them easily, and then kind of just, you know, make sure everything's seated right, make sure everything's clean, make sure these tubes are clean right out of the box. Like, there can always be a little debris or something, and so always wipe them out, blow them out before you put them on, because you don't want any junk in your turbo. And yeah, we got everything cleaned up, got our clamps out, we're gonna start throwing tubes at it. It's time. This is the thing that turns that over, and then it's gonna make smoke and fire. Well, hopefully not fire. We got a fire extinguisher, but
this is the exciting part. So yeah, we went through, checked all fluids. We're gonna cycle the key a couple of times to get the fuel pump, get some fuel all the way up to the CP3. But luckily, the CP3 is self-bleeding, so we don't have to do any crazy injector or line cracking or anything like that. We already pre-oiled the turbos, and yeah, so. And Cooper did the cam.
Yep, Cooper did the cam.
And he does the cam the first best.
So, yeah.
So we're assuming the cam's good.
That's all good.
Yeah, he's done multiple of those. So
I'm sure there'll be a leak somewhere. You know, it's hard to do this and not have 0 leaks on something. So.
Exactly.
But we're gonna fire it up, run it for, I don't know, 30 seconds and shut her down. And
yeah, I would say 30 seconds, a minute or so. Don't hit the throttle like we all want to.
Oh, no, I'm just gonna reach in through the window, fire it that way up.
Stupid question, but you got oil in it, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Hang on. What? We got terminal smoking.
What was smoking? Oh, that was smoking?
Yeah, I don't know if we just...
Oh, that's just the shitty grid heater wire that's all hammered. That one?
Yeah.
Yeah. It was already cooked.
Okay. Do we want to just disconnect it?
Yeah, we can just disconnect it.
Okay.
Grid heater for now. Good with that. Always something.
Yeah.
That wire was quite suspect, and I was like, it worked before, it'll work enough to start it.
All right, so we got going on here, you have a relay for your grid heater, and that pulls a lot from the batteries. As soon as we hit the key on, I don't know if you could, maybe we'll see it in the video, I'm not sure, but a little bit of smoke came up in here. So for now, we're just going to disconnect the grid heater to eliminate that as a issue.
We don't need no stinking grid heater.
Yeah, not where we're going. It's not like it's 12 degrees outside.
Yeah,
it's 25.
It's 15.
Boom. No, you're like,
It's like half a quart low.
you're right at the bottom of the cross hatches.
Oh, perfect.
Yeah. Good enough for a startup.
All right, we good?
Yeah. See? Give her a go. Get the key on real quick, make sure nothing else smokes, and then...
It says it's in park, but it says it's in reverse.
Well, good thing we have no drive lines and no wheels and tires.
Well, I just hope it.
Oh, the shifter may just be out of line. As long as you're all the way up.
It is.
Okay.
But it's not.
Oh, because it won't start in reverse.
Yeah. I'll put it in neutral.
Yeah, you could bump it down.
Cycle the key a couple of times. It made things work.
Yeah. I don't see any leaks. I
Yeah.
don't want to jinx ourselves, but
Oh, it'll leak later.
yeah.
Give it a couple of heat cycles. Thanks, Tyler. Glad you were here.
All right, that's exciting.
Now everybody can say that this ran.
You got it started.
Everybody
sounding
saw
good.
it.
It idled. It did what it was supposed to do. I'll be honest, that started up way quicker than I thought it was going to.
And it was just like
Yeah.
dead, solid, smooth.
There wasn't.
just like-
Yeah. It just idled and calm and real.
Ah.
Freaking heck yeah, man.
I'm freaking stoked.
I'm a little excited. Actually, I'm more than a little excited. I'm excited.
I'm pretty stoked. It doesn't look like it, like I guys got this, but I got more smile than usual. This is pretty exciting.
I'm excited. I'm also excited, not to sound jaded here, but I'm excited for Jesse to get to drive a compounded truck.
I'm pretty excited to drive it and see what everybody like. See what this diesel thing's all about. You know, I drive just a little turbo 4-cylinder all the time, so.
Yeah. That's
So now I
cool.
want to see what 2 turbos do with 6 cylinders that are all in a
In
row,
a row.
like God intended.
Yeah. Built to tow, baby.
I go ahead and unhook our batteries just to be double
Yeah.
sure. Well, that's awesome. I'm
very
stoked.
excited. Yeah, this is really cool.
It's like it's a truck. It just fired up and just. What do you think, Corey?
Yeah. It's sick.
Yeah.
Sound of it.
Corey approved.
Yeah, that's just downpipe with a cat on there either. There's no exhaust on it.
There's not even a cat on it.
Oh, and that, I mean, that's one of those things where it's one of those anecdotes where people ask like, what's the best kind of muffler for a truck that's got a loud turbo? A second turbo.
Yeah, another turbo.
yeah.
A turbo is a muffler.
Exactly.
Fun fact: turbo mufflers, the oval mufflers that everybody refers to as a turbo muffler, are called a turbo muffler because that design was invented for the turbo Corvair in the 1960s to quiet down the
Said turbo.
spoolie boy.
Yeah. It's
But
awesome.
there's your fun non-diesel fact for the day.
Yeah. This is cool. I'm excited. I'm a little bit more excited than I thought I was going to be because
I'm just excited that it didn't just go boom, boom,
Yeah.
boom.
I mean, if just having a little bit of smoke from a terminal was the biggest issue with startup,
Yeah,
I'll take that 10 times out of 10.
exactly.
Oh.
That was a wire I needed to replace anyways.
Yeah. All right. Well, we are going to continue moving on this.
I'm gonna get the exhaust in today, and
Yeah.
then it's like suspension time,
Yeah.
which
And
is
then-
freaking rad.
Yeah. That means we're
We're on the home stretch.
on the home stretch. Are we thinking like
Like all goes well. Like
Honestly,
this
this
is gonna
is-
be on its weight by the end of the week.
that's what I'm thinking. That's exciting. That's cool. That'd be nice for the
Yeah.
weekend.
High five, Ben.
Yeah. Count it as a W. I'm excited. Again, the word of this particular segment is excited. We've probably said it about 1,500 times.
Yeah.
So we're going to continue to say it. I'm excited. And
Ben's excited.
I'm excited. We'll keep going on this, and hopefully we'll be on wheels and doing cool stuff by the end of the week. It's cool.
All right, let's keep
All right.
going.